Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that is just changing our world at a crazy pace: artificial intelligence. And specifically, we're going to look at a really unique initiative called NEOWK. They're building a whole new generation of AI-ready pros in India, but with a twist, a very human-centric approach. So let's get right into it.
You know, this quote really nails it. The AI revolution, it isn't some far-off thing we see in movies. It's happening right now, today. And for a country like India, this moment is a huge, huge opportunity. But it also comes with a pretty big challenge. And that brings us to the core problem. See, while the demand for people with AI skills is just skyrocketing, there's this massive gap between what companies need and what the workforce can actually do. This is especially true outside of the big metro areas, in what India calls its Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities.
So first, let's just take a second to unpack the sheer scale of this AI skills gap. Because to really get the solution, you've got to understand the problem first. It all boils down to some pretty basic supply and demand, right? The demand for AI talent is just surging, but there's this huge hole in the workforce when it comes to people who actually have those skills. And bridging that divide, that's not just critical for the economy, it's critical for individual careers.
So, how do you even begin to bridge a gap that big? Well, NEOWK's answer isn't just about more technical training. It's actually all about their core mission.
And this is where their approach gets really different. You know, traditional tech education, it was almost all about learning the code, the algorithms. NEOWK's mission, though, is just as focused on building up those uniquely human skills, the things that AI can't do. These right here, these are the real cornerstones for a successful career in a world run by AI. A machine can process data like nobody's business, but it can't think critically about a messy, complex problem. It can't have a truly creative idea, adapt when things go sideways, or make a tough ethical call. That's where we, the humans, are still absolutely essential.
But how do you actually teach those kinds of skills? I mean, it sounds great in theory. Well, NEOWK's answer is all about a hands-on approach, learning by doing.
You don't become an innovator just by reading a book. You become one by actually doing the work. So the whole program is built on this idea of active, hands-on learning. It's designed to build not just your skills, but your actual confidence.
Your learning journey follows a really clear three-step path. First, it starts with live lectures, so you build a really strong foundation. Then, you move into applied workshops to get your hands dirty with the technology itself. And finally, you put it all to the test in realistic simulations that mimic the exact kind of challenges you'd face on the job.
You'll get practical mastery in the most in-demand AI skills out there today. We're talking about using generative AI, building things with no-code tools, so you don't even have to write a line of code, and mastering prompt engineering, which is basically the art of talking to an AI to get it to do what you want. It's a crucial skill.
Now, alongside those technical tools, the program gives you these really powerful strategic ways of thinking. And notice that one, design thinking for Bharat. This is not some generic one-size-fits-all approach. It's about learning to solve big, complex problems specifically within the Indian context. And that is an incredibly valuable skill to have.
So you might be asking yourself, this all sounds fantastic, but is this actually for me? Well, let's break down exactly who this program is built for.
The program is really tailored for two key groups. For college students, this is all about future-proofing your career before you even graduate. You'll build a portfolio that gives you a massive, massive edge. For early career professionals, this is your direct path to switch into those high-growth AI roles. Seriously boost your earning potential and become a leader in your company.
Okay, so the final and probably the most important question: what does it actually take to get started? Let's look at what you need. Honestly, the requirements are refreshingly simple. You need basic computer skills, you need to be committed, have some English, but most importantly, you need an eagerness to learn. The key ingredient here isn't what you already know, it's how much you want to grow. But what about things like coding?
And this right here, this is the single most important part. Nope, prior experience is required.
Let me just say that again, because it's what makes this a real game changer. You don't need a programming background. You don't need to know anything about machine learning. They start from the absolute fundamentals, which breaks down the biggest barrier that stops most people from even trying.
At the end of the day, It's not a question of if the AI revolution will change things, but how and when. The tech is here, and programs like this are creating a direct on-ramp for anyone with the drive to get involved. The AI revolution is here. The only question left is, are you ready for it?